Let's go through the unique functions of the Control Freak. Beginning with pan control, all you have to do is place your cookware that's induction friendly on top of the cooktop, turn the knob on the front, and the temperature in the pan will start to rise. Pan control is used when you're not using liquids. If you're toasting, sweating, sauteing, this is when you would want to use pan control. If you are doing something with liquids, make sure you use probe control. Probe control is the most stunning feature of the Control Freak. It's also the most misunderstood and underutilized feature. Let's talk about using it correctly. Plug in the included temperature probe and use the supplied pot clip. Go to the interface and on the left side, hit the middle button to display thermometer, probe control, and probe control oil. Go to probe control using the main knob, push it in, and then it'll tell you place the temperature probe in the middle of whatever it is that you're about to control, hit OK, and then turn the temperature up. This will control the cooktop based on the core temperature of the product. Probe control is used when you're controlling a volume of liquid on top of the Freak, whether it's stock, wine, syrup, an anglaise, doesn't matter what it is. If it's liquid and it's on top of the Freak, use probe control. It's going to bring the product to the temperature that you've set and hold it there indefinitely. This is something that no other cooktop can do. Similar to probe control, the Freak has a function called probe control oil. This is used with a supplied temperature probe, pot clip, and is used specifically for frying applications. Fat heats differently than water, so for best results when frying, use probe control oil. The included temperature probe can also be used as a thermometer. This is what you would traditionally think of a temperature probe being used for. It simply monitors the core temperature of whatever it is that you're cooking. An application for using the supplied probe as a thermometer would be to monitor the core temperature of a protein that's been cooked sous vide already as it sears to ensure that that perfect core is not overshot. Creating programs is a key function of the Control Freak. When a chef wants to ensure consistent, repeatable recipe execution, they create a program so that anyone can recall it and execute their recipe exactly. Let's take a look at setting one up. First, we hit the Create button on the top right of the interface, and then we dial in our desired set temperature. For this example, we'll talk about an omelet, so we'll dial in 228 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we define our intensity, either slow, medium, or fast on 120 volt, and on 240 volt, you have the ability to go to maximum. For this example, we'll choose fast, and then we'll add a timer. We'll add a 1-minute timer, and then we'll define when we want it to start, either at the beginning, at set temperature on its own, or at prompt when we tell it to start. In this case, I'll add the eggs to the pan, stir them around until they begin to set, and hit a 1-minute timer. So I will choose at prompt, and then we'll tell the cooker what to do when the recipe is complete. Either continue cooking, stop cooking, keep warm, or repeat the timer. In this case, the omelet would be done, so we would stop cooking. And then we give it a name by hitting save and dialing in its name. And then hitting save. Another function of the Control Freak is intensity. On 120 volt, you have 3 choices. To access them, hit the middle button on the right-hand side, and you have fast, slow, or medium as indicated by the little number of flames on the interface. On 240 volt, you also have the option of max. The timer function is actually one of my favorite features, and I use it nearly every time I cook. To use it is very simple. Turn the Control Freak to a desired set point, and then once it's at your set point, simply turn the timer up, and it'll begin to count down on its own. If you push the timer button, you can set a when timer ends feature just like you would when creating a program.